Pool A. England are red-hot favourites to top their pool and to lift the silverware as hosts thanks to their unstoppable form. They have not lost since the 2022 World Cup final and in April added a seventh consecutive Six Nations title to their trophy cabinet, scoring 256 points in their 5 matches on the way to the title. They were, however, in equally ruthless form before the last 2 World Cups, only to be beaten by New Zealand in both finals. Whether they can get over the final hurdle remains to be seen, but there can be little doubt about the victories they will achieve during the pool stage. The Red Roses, ranked number 1 in the world by a wide margin, have not lost a World Cup pool match in the history of the women's tournament, which began in 1991. A 13-13 draw against Canada in 2014 is the only blemish on an otherwise perfect record, and that year they went on to lift the trophy. Australia, the United States and Samoa will all try to inflict an unlikely first defeat on England at this stage of the competition, but barring a huge upset, those 3 nations will be fighting for the remaining qualification spot alongside the hosts. Based on rankings, most would expect Australia to join the Red Roses. The Wallaroos have reached only 1 World Cup semi-final previously, in 2010, but moved up to number 6 in the world rankings at the start of August. The US, meanwhile, have boosted their squad with former Sevens talent, in their case the world's most followed rugby player on social media. Ilona Maher switched to the 15th game with a move to Bristol Bears in January, and the centre has earned a spot in the squad. Crowds will be big at the US Games, with spectators clamoring to get a glimpse of Maher. The Eagles' warm-up game against Canada in Ottawa brought in a crowd of 11,453, a record for a standalone women's game in North America. Others to look out for include Maher's centre colleague Alev Kelter, often a game-changer for her team, and captain Kate Zachary, the back row who brings playing prowess and leadership qualities. Australia and the US have their own rivalry from competing in the Pacific 4 Series. In May, Australia ran out 27-19 winners, and US will want to avenge that defeat at the World Cup, with the showdown in York on August 30th likely to decide who goes through to the last 8. Samoa will need more than 1 upset to progress as the lowest-ranked team in the pool. They have never reached the knockout stage, and that again feels out of reach, but if they are able to land a blow on any of their opponents, it will represent a huge victory. England. World Ranking 1, Coach, John Mitchell, Captain Zoe Aldcroft. Key Player, Zoe Aldcroft. Competition within the Red Roses squad increases every year with world-class stars from 1 to 23, but the captain was the only player to retain her starting shirt throughout this year's Six Nations. She was already a stalwart for England before being given the captaincy, but the role has only added to her presence on the pitch. Watch out for Aldcroft at the breakdown, but also in open play. Her individual try against Scotland in the Six Nations exemplified how clinical she can be with ball in hand. Australia. World Ranking 6, Coach, Joe Yap, Captain Sayokapisi Palu. Key Player, Tabua Tuinakovadra. The No-8 has grown into the role since making her debut in 2023. This will be her first Rugby World Cup, but her impact on pitch is regularly felt for the Wallaroos. She scored 2 tries in Australia's second game against Wales in early August. She is a star that can do both, all of the hard work in the background that goes unnoticed, but can also produce performances that grabs headlines. USA. World Ranking 10, Coach, Sione Fukufuka, Captain, Kate Zachary. Key Player, Alev Kelter. Kelter had a top-level college career in ice hockey and football, soccer, playing internationally in both at youth level, before switching to rugby as her ambitions to make the U.S. team for the Sochi Olympics dwindled. A sculpture and glass-blowing graduate, she became the first American woman to score a sevens try at the Olympics and has made a name for herself in English domestic rugby with Loughborough Lightning. The centre has showcased her ability to spot space and break the line on the club and international stage. Sent off in a Pacific 4 match against Australia in May for stamping. Samoa. World Ranking 15, Coach, Madafa Ramsey Tamakino, Captain, Sua Poraraisa. Key Player, Sua Poraraisa. All 32 players in the squad are set to make their World Cup debuts, but they are captained by an experienced leader in Major Sumudameli, aka Sua, Toawa Poraraisa. She has also played Sevens and Rugby League and is excited to take her country into their first World Cup since 2014, saying, "I am thrilled to lead this team of passionate women, and we will do our best to represent our beloved Samoa." Fixtures: England v USA, Friday, August 22, 7:30 p.m., Sunderland. Australia v Samoa, Saturday, August 23, noon, Salford. England v Samoa, Saturday, August 30th, 5 p.m., Northampton. USA v Australia, Saturday, August 30th, 7:30 p.m., York. USA v Samoa, Saturday, September 6th, 1:30 p.m., York. England v Australia, Saturday, September 6th, 5 p.m., Brighton. Pool B. Canada are the tournament's dark horses, flying under the radar despite their impressive form, and are more than capable of winning the World Cup for the first time. The England wing Jess Breach, who has never lost an international match, said the Red Roses' WXV encounter with Canada last October was the first time she worried she was about to lose, though England eventually battled to a 21-12 victory. Canada were also impressive in the Pacific Four Series, beating the US and Australia, and drawing 27-27 with the Black Ferns. A 42-10 win over the US in their final warm-up game before heading to Europe suggests they are a side in fine form and they are finally beginning to get the financial backing their talent deserves. A Rugby Canada fundraising campaign, named Mission Win Rugby World Cup 2025, aimed at closing the budget gap between them and their rivals, is closing in on its $1 million Canadian dollars, £545,000 target. They should top the pool with the second knockout spot likely to go to Scotland or Wales. Wales took a second consecutive wooden spoon in the Six Nations but showed what they are capable of with a 21-12 win against Australia in Brisbane in the build-up, even if that was followed by a 36-5 defeat in Sydney. They are recovering from off-field controversy that almost resulted in the Union withdrawing the team from the tournament. The threat came from the WRU over contract negotiations, but that issue appears to have been resolved. Sean Lynn has taken charge after winning the English Domestic League, the PWR, for 3 seasons in a row with Gloucester Hartpury. They begin against familiar opposition in Scotland. The two sides met at the last World Cup, when a last-minute Kira Bevan penalty gave Wales victory and put them on course for the quarter-finals. This time Scotland will be favourites, but games between them continue to be close. Most recently, in the Six Nations, Scotland came out 24-21 winners in a game that could have gone either way. Scotland's head coach, Brian Eason, will depart following the tournament after 5 years in charge. The reasons for his exit are unclear, but he has called the job the greatest honour of my coaching career. Meanwhile, the captain, Rachel Malcolm, in July highlighted the very disruptive build-up to the tournament, with players facing uncertainty over their contracts after the summer. Fiji sensationally beat South Africa at the last World Cup, but their recent form has been disappointing. They registered only one win at WXV3, against Hong Kong, China, while losing to Spain and Samoa. Their best chance of getting a result will be against Wales, but they will find it difficult not to finish bottom. Canada. World Ranking 2, Coach, Kevin Ruitt, Captain, Alex Tessier. Key Player, Sophie de Goud. A longtime servant and highly capable leader, de Goud is one of the best players in the world. The 26-year-old, who keeps her match ticket from the final in 2014, when Canada lost to England, in her dressing table, possesses quick decision-making and plenty of pace, making her a vital cog in the Canadian machine. She has recently recovered from a serious knee injury, so may not be in peak condition early on, but remains vital to the team. Scotland. World Ranking 8, Coach, Brian Eason, Captain, Rachel Malcolm. Key Player, Francesca McGee. The wing is one of the fastest players at the tournament. If any of Scotland's opponents give her an inch, she will take a mile. The 22-year-old, who has recently signed for Trailfinders from Leicester Tigers, made her mark during the Women's Six Nations and will aim to do the same at her first Rugby World Cup. Wales. World Ranking 9, Coach, Sean Lynn, Co-Captains, Alex Callender, Kate Williams. Key Player, Jasmine Joyce Butchers. The Bristol Bears wing is a 3-time Olympian with Great Britain who has also competed at the Commonwealth Games and 2 previous World Cups, making her one of the most experienced players at the tournament. She is versatile, being able to play as a full-back or wing, and has electric pace, though she is also committed in defense. Her wife Alicia is also a Wales international, but is missing the tournament as she is pregnant with the couple's first child. Fiji. World Ranking 14. Coach, Johan Cunningham. Captain, Alfreda Fischer. Key Player, Alfreda Fischer. The 20-year-old became Fiji's youngest women's captain in May against Australia. Fischer, who grew up in the village of Togo on the tiny islet of Kamea, made her debut for the 15th side at WXV3 in 2024 but has quickly become one of the first names on the tee sheet. Fiji's head coach, Johan Cunningham, said of the star, "She's been a standout individual, leading by example." Fixtures. Scotland v Wales Saturday, August 23, 2:45 p.m., Salford. Canada v Fiji Saturday, August 23, 5:30 p.m., York. Canada v Wales Saturday, August 30th, noon, Salford. Scotland v Fiji Saturday, August 30th, 2:45 p.m., Salford. Canada v Scotland Saturday, September 6th, noon, Exeter. Wales v Fiji Saturday, September 6th, 2:45 p.m., Exeter.